Hey, so what's good, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, Natasha Nisha. So on this one, I just want to speak about something that I recently saw, and basically, I saw that us as Christians, we tend to sometimes expect God to do our personal bidding, and that He should just be a magician, when we have a need. But that is not right of us, basically, because what is important is that we need to be in relation with God. Sometimes we are not in relation, we're not in covenant, we're not seeking His face, we're not praying, we're not reading His word, and then when we have a need, because we know that He's a faithful God, He's a good God, we now want to tap in and ask for favors, ask for relief, ask for His help and aid in the situation we're finding ourselves in. But on the daily, we were not doing our part and showing up to build that relationship. So this is the case for a lot of us Christians. It's so easy to fall into this thing. And I recently saw this play out, and this said person now was calling on God, and God didn't honor her. But the way she was calling, also, you could hear that she was expecting God to be her magician. And the sad part was that it was done in a public space. And, as a Christian now, there's others, eyes are always on us. There's other people who are not yet in the kingdom, and they hear and see all this. And it's such a bad model. She was being a bad role model there, a bad example, basically, you know and these are the things sometimes that keep people out of the kingdom, because they see us mocking God. They see us mocking God. The situation, we were at some government offices, no? And they expected us to come through with paperwork, certain paperwork. But this lady didn't have her paperwork. And then now she expecting God to come through and make her process successful, like on her behalf. Fair enough, He's a God of impossible, but also on your part, you need to like, it reminds me of the situation whereby there's no savings in her bank account, but now she needs to do a withdrawal, and then when it comes up short, and then she's now bad mouthing the bank, kind of a situation. Because I wonder why was this lady going on so hard? All of a sudden, she became such a prophet, knowing that she didn't do her part and get those papers that is needed here for your application basically to go through. She didn't do her part, and it wasn't like the most difficult things, for her to do. So she didn't do that part, and then now in public she starts speaking about how God is a good God, and God is so faithful, and God always comes through, and God is gonna come through for her today. But she didn't get the papers that were needed. We almost got the papers that we needed for our applications to go through, and she didn't. She comes there haphazard and expects miracles, expects God to do now her personal bidding and to be a magician. So, as I said, God didn't honor this lady's need at the time, and I wondered why. But okay, fine, that was that. But the worst thing is that to other people now who are not Christians, they listening to her speaking of how God is gonna come through, and then God doesn't. And then it makes them think bad of our God, like He can maybe just let us down, or he's not faithful, or it tries to take away from the power of God, whereas her part wasn't done, and then she expects now, yeah, God must just be a magician and come through now for her. So this really left me with a bad taste in the mouth. And yeah, this is sometimes what we're doing a lot. And then this is also keeping people out of the kingdom. But not only that, it's mocking God. Like it's making our whole faith look bad. But we need to remember that it's serious being a child of God, falling under the title, for lack of a better word, of a Christian. We are now Christ ambassadors here on the earth, and we need to act as such. We need to act according, because the world is always constantly looking at us. And another thing, God is serious. We cannot take him as a joke. Like, think we can cheat and play with him as we do with man, with people, and get away with it. We cannot. He's all knowing, he's almighty, and he's not a joke. So yeah, that was some mockery that I saw play out there. So I just wanted to say that, as Christians, we need to remember that we need to be responsible, because one day we will be called to account, how we acted, and even for our works done here on earth. So, yeah, I just had to say that, God is not a magician. He's not here to do our personal bidding, and he's not our slave, or our genie when we need. We also have to do our part and keep in relationship, and be obedient, so that when there is a need, he comes through, and then it's a beautiful testimony to even those who see. They can see the power of this God, how faithful he is, and how he loves his people and comes through for us in our time of need. So I think that's all for this one. I hope it blesses you, and I'll see you on the next one. This has been me finding my higher voice. Peace out.